Hello and welcome to another episode of Marcus Coffee Talks. And in this episode, we're going to be talking about coffee addiction. And as always, Marcus Coffee Talks are always unedited and uncut for your viewing pleasures. So let's get right into it. So, coffee addiction, what is it? Well, let me tell you, to be honest, it is very possible to overdose on coffee. And apparently yesterday I had one of those episodes. You see, it all started when at 8 a.m. when I had my first cup of coffee. All was good, all was dandy. I was feeling empowered to go about our day. And after a quick walk to the grocery store and back, I said, hey, let's have another cup of coffee because, I gotta do some laundry. So then I had another cup of coffee. That brings us to 2 cups of coffee total. So after we did laundry, I figured, I gotta do some homework. I need a little bit of a boost to do a little bit of some work, You don't want to go about your day not having the caffeine that you need, right? So I had my 3rd cup of coffee then. So as I was doing homework, I was feeling a little bit tired, just a little bit on the sick side, So I had another cup of coffee. That brings us to 5 cups of coffee. So then after I had 5 cups of coffee, I was like, you know what? Starbucks is right across the road, and I gotta clean the apartment and fold that laundry that I did earlier. So I went over to Starbucks, then I got another cup of coffee. That brings us to 7 cup of coffee. And then I went to Starbucks, came back, and then I was like, that was really, really good. I needed to get some iced coffee to wash down the hot coffee that I got from Starbucks. So I took the hot coffee, and then I drank it, and I was like, oh my god, that was so good. And then I had band practice later that night, so then I went to Dunkin' Donuts and got another large iced coffee and was like, okay, that's enough coffee for today. So that brings us to 10 cups of coffee in total. And then I was feeling a little bit woozy on the train right back, and this is when I started to know that everything wasn't okay. So then I had an episode on the train where I started shaking violently and I couldn't control my eyes or my head or anything like that because I couldn't stand to have another cup of coffee after that. So I went home and told my girlfriend Rain, and I was like, hey Rain, is it normal to be itching yourself so controllably you can't stop because you really, 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 really need another cup of coffee? So then she looked at me, she said, Marcus, honey, I think you have an addiction. I said, no I don't. And then I started speaking in tongues, and I couldn't stop myself. So I ran away. Found a nice little spot to sleep under the bridge, and then I slept off the withdrawals from having 20 cups of coffee that day, which was yesterday. And from that day I vowed to myself that I wouldn't have another cup of coffee from then. And that's it. So guys, I just wanted to tell you that you guys gotta make sure you be careful when you're drinking coffee, and that's why I'm here to tell you in a coffee talk where it's a little bit more serious, a little bit more, intimate between you and I, that I've finally quit coffee. I'm no longer drinking coffee anymore. I've only gone to tea. The only thing I will drink now is non-caffeinated tea, some mint tea, some herbal tea. No more. So, that's it. Thanks for watching this episode of Marcus Coffee Talks. Make sure you give me a big thumbs up there, and make sure you hit that subscribe button. And as always, I've been Marcus Grant, Marcus Meme. It's been a pleasure talking to you about coffee addiction. You thought I would be done drinking coffee. Psych! April Fools, this is coffee! I have a problem.